Yo, welcome to VEZ Productions. Got a very special guest today. Go ahead and let them know who you are, where you from, and your social media tag, man.
What's up? What's up? My name is Royce Lovett. I am from Tallahassee, Florida. Right now, living in Seattle, Washington. Social media tag is just at Royce Lovett, and I'm at VEZ. This is nice, man. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for the invite.
Absolutely, man. Happy to have you. Happy to have you. So how long you been in business, man, and how'd you get started?
Oh man, in business, I like that question because I've been doing this for a long time, but it wasn't a business until like 2012.
2012. So 10
Yeah,
years in the game, man.
yeah, man. I used to say 2009, but it didn't really pop. I wasn't really focused on like how to make money off of this really until a little later.
So what? So that's what you would say the difference between 2009 and 2012 was really making money off this music.
Was really just trying to set up what's the word, or just learn. I don't know, man. Like this music business is interesting because like involved in business. Like if I was gonna start like a bologna company, like I gotta figure out like the recipe. You gotta figure out like
What your market is.
the market is, like who am I marketing to. They gotta figure out all these things. So I think inside, just like in music business, like I'm trying to find my voice. I'm trying to find my style. I'm trying to find like what do I like to do, and then after you find out what you like to do, you gotta make a choice of like, are you gonna do what you like to do, or are you gonna try to tweak it a little bit so people will actually buy it, or are you gonna, you know what I mean?
Right, right, absolutely.
A
They
whole
say,
thing.
sell your soul a little bit. But so do you think where you're from affected what your sound is, or like, what
Yeah.
what hurdles you had to get into and whatnot?
10,000%, man. Tallahassee is a small town with a big college vibe. It is 100% South Georgia. Like Tallahassee is not necessarily North Florida. It's South Georgia. It's Southern. Um, Politics and football.
A lot of
And
politics in the capital city.
yes, and small town vibes. I come from hardworking people, street preachers, hustlers, uh, drug addicts, uh, entrepreneurs. I come from dirt roads and sticks, and
Real people.
I come from real people. People who making mistakes, people who are trying to be successful to this day. And I think that affected all of my writing, all of my music choice. I think that affected how I grew, what I learned,
Absolutely.
and where I am now.
So did anyone teach you music, or did anyone specifically inspire you? Or I guess those could be two separate questions.
Yo, inspiration is everywhere for me. Kind of, I think for the music, it definitely came from like family time.
Okay.
When we were having family time, when everybody was around, we was playing the Al Green, we was playing the Michael Jackson, like those things. Seeing people laugh, seeing people cry, jump, those memories, those dances. I think definitely sparked inspiration to me to be like, yo, I want to make soul music. So I think that, and then there's a southern hip hop vibe that is in my DNA, and then to answer that second question of like teaching me music, I think I learned music from who I was inspired by. Like I used to go to the library and pick out Bob Marley concerts and watch how he
Hell
jumped
yeah.
on stage.
That's a great answer.
Yeah, like I would pick up Marvin Gaye concerts and watch his band mess up and watch how he didn't like lose his cool on stage, but he was like, you know what, something ain't sounding right. Let's try this again. Let's break it back down. Like watch him rebuild and produce the song on stage with people in front of him. So I think I definitely got a lot of my artistry from that. But I ain't gonna lie, like some more tangible folks that's just around me, like my mother, she sings.
Okay, hell yeah.
And then I have a good friend that I don't know too many people that are like, yo, you want to learn guitar? All right, sure, you can borrow mine. Like I don't know too many people that just let you.
That's hard to come by in life, period.
Yeah. So George Britton here in town definitely sparked.
Shout out George Britton.
Yes, definitely sparked inspiration. Time that he gave to like just he still gives time to like youth and stuff. Like he built a studio in his cribs, kept us out of trouble during the weekends. Like
That's awesome. So you
it's
say
good.
largely a lot of your inspiration came from your family and everything like that.
Yeah.
Just energy around the house.
100%. I wouldn't say the energy around the house was always musical,
It is no.
but
I feel that.
but I think inspiration, yeah.
Hell yeah, man. So what was your first? Or I'm sorry. Here, what were you like as a kid, man?
What was I like as a kid?
Yeah. What led to this right here? What like were you always like running around getting in trouble, never always aspiring to talk to people? Would you say you were a shy kid, or were you? You were just like, I'm gonna be great from the start. Like I want to be an artist.
Yo, I think I gotta kind of go off what other folks have told me. I think so. Like, I think my aunts and uncles would say that my aunts and uncles and I think my brother and my sister, because I have two siblings. They're like 15 years older than me, so I kind of grew up like a only child with two sets of parents.
I was gonna say like that's got to be like another set of parents.
Man. Yeah, and so I think that a lot of my imagination had to like start working for me because it kind of felt like an only child a little bit. So you play with your toys by yourself, like you're outside, like thinking of games, building forts. So I think I was very imaginative, like a big.
I was just gonna say, it sounds like you got a great imagination.
Yeah. My aunts would tell me that I was very sweet as well, like very like calm when I was with around everyone else, and that's probably because even like my cousins, like I was also the youngest. So as I'm thinking about back trying to answer this question, like I'm remembering like, wow, man, I am the youngest. Like I'm the kind of the
absolutely.
baby of the family.
Sometimes it's scary to look back that far, man. I hear you. Yeah. Absolutely.
And my mom, I don't know how she did it, but she really instilled in me that you don't have to make your own mistakes. You can watch other people make mistakes.
Oh, I think that's the most valuable thing in human, as human beings, being able to learn mistakes from other people. Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and I think that was a big part of my childhood too, because I love having fun. I love adventure. Let's do it. You know what I mean? You want to jump off a mountain? Let's go. Yeah, man. At the same time, it's like, wait, hold up.
So on that, we're gonna jump around a little bit. On that adventure note, man, I heard you did a little bit of exploring in Europe and performing out there.
Yes, man. And to be honest with you, that's a whole nother level of adventure. Like even I think as I'm thinking about it as a kid, like I like having fun. I like riding bikes, building your own ramps. Like I'm a country boy. I grew up dirt roads. Like, I got stories on all these knees, man.
Yeah, I feel every scar.
Yeah. So I think that adventure didn't really kick in until my wife came along, bro.
Really?
Yeah, man. Like
shout out Mrs. Lovett.
Yeah, man. She hit me with a whole nother set of adventure, bro. Like the business side of my music didn't kick until the wife came around.
No way, man. That's awesome, man. I love when people they get together and they want to do better for themselves and for each other. I think that's very important.
10,000%, man. That's exactly what happened. Like I was burning CDs and writing my name on them and selling them for like donations and whatnot, and playing some shows here or there. But she was like, yo, I found a website. You can get these CDs pressed up. It looks amazing. Got, shrink wrap. You get a barcode. It's $1 CD. We can get 1,000 of these. The margins are great. Sell them for $10. Get out there and hustle.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. So she brought that business aspect and then that adventure aspect too. Like, yo, let's go see the world. Like, I think the first place I ever went with her out of the country, it was Peru.
Wow,
and
Peru.
That was wild. And we actually did jump off a mountain.
You jumped off a mountain into the water, or like, what do you mean you jumped off a mountain, like skydiving or what?
Yo, it was parasailing. Is that what you call it? Like you got the parachute?
I think
and
so.
You take the jump and then it glides you. Yeah. So we did parasailing. That was wild. That was a wild.
I bet, man. You gotta have some guts for that, man.
Yo, that's a whole movie in my head at the moment. And then I think as we got to that Europe part of my life, I got there, was like, so long story short, before that, another shout out to the wifey. She was like, yo, So I was working at Radio Shack selling cell phones. And then she was like, yo, if you quit your job and you sell 10 CDs a day and you just get out there and you just hustle these CDs, like, you'll be making more money than you making at Radio Shack.
What?
10 CDs a day, $10 a
So
CD.
she really like was like, get out there.
Yeah.
That's awesome,
Yeah.
man.
So, and then, so we had those press CDs before we made the adventure jump to Europe, and we got there. She was dual enrolled. I was using her dorm room as a base. I would get out there and walk around. I was playing music.
Using her dorm room as a base out in Europe.
Yeah.
No way, man. So you got to just go, hang out in Europe on her thing. And she was just like, yo, go live it up. Be an artist.
Yeah.
Wow,
100.
man. Go get you a girl like that.
Yes.
100%.
I leveled up 100%.
That's insane, man. That's awesome. So where was that relative to your first project?
Relative to my first project, I think that was, okay, if we got to go back to like first project, it would be called The Mind of a Young Black Man.
The Mind of a Young Black Man. I like it.
And that was 2007, maybe?
2007. Shit. Oh, that's
Yes.
5 years before you even said you got into business, sir.
Yeah.
You've been doing it, man. Hell yeah.
Yeah, so that was like leaning a mattress against the closet door and like putting clothes on top of the computer microphone. Not this microphone, but like that little, we had dial up. So when you do that chat and then you have that little skinny
The bendy mic?
Yeah. So we was in the the closet with a little bendy mic, and we using like the demo version of FL Studio.
Wow.
And so that was that.
A lot of people won't ever know what that feels like.
Yeah.
Ever again. You're like, you realize that, right?
Never again.
Yeah.
Never again.
That's like a dying breed.
100%. And so that's first project. We had a CD release party. Like 5 people came.
Hey, man, that's how it is, man. You got to start somewhere with the numbers.
Yeah. And we had fun, and then we made a few other like little demos and stuff like that. But the first project, like the press, like getting stuff pressed up, like when Wifey came along, that project is called Love and Other Dreams.
Love and Other Dreams. And are both of those out on platforms, or?
They are not. If you have that, that's because you found somebody who had it and they burned it.
Okay, so those are the hidden tapes.
Yeah.
The hidden Royce Lovett tapes.
Yeah, 100. I ain't gonna lie though, I've been thinking about bringing like a few of them songs back, like reproducing them.
Do it, man. You figure out where your creative process started, and then you're like, man, what was I thinking back then?
Yeah. Just bring not all of them, just a few of them back. Maybe do a little rewriting on some of them, but like anyway.
Lost Lovett tapes.
Yeah, man.
That would be dope, man.
I forget. Oh yeah, it was 2001. I went online and I found one on Amazon, which was weird.
On Amazon? Hold on, who's getting paid for this?
I don't know.
It better be you.
I don't know. So I found one on Amazon, and it was like $2.99.
What?
100%. I can show you screenshots. I'm not making this up.
That's wicked.
I found one on Amazon, $2.99. I ordered it, came to the house, packaged. I haven't opened it. It just sits on the dresser. I'm like, I can't believe. I think I bought like
your last record.
That's out there.
That's awesome, man. It'll be worth some money one day. Watch.
Hey.
So, tell me what your creative process looks like, man. Is there a space that you prefer to create in, or like just like what keeps the juices flowing, man?
I love creating, and I would wish and advise anyone who's a creative to do it outside of your light bulb moments of inspiration, because you should be learning your craft, I think.
So not just when it's good for you.
Yeah. Like, I don't think we need to sit around the crib and then be like, bing, now I'm going to do it. No, like, I think, like, you need to, if you're not inspired, if the light bulb thing that come on, like, you still should draw that sketch. You still should write that verse.
That is a good word to all artists and producers everywhere.
Yeah, make that beat. It gets whack. Just throw it in a whack folder.
Yo, that's great. That's great. Have a whack folder. Maybe that whack folder will be popping in a couple years.
Hey, somebody might be like, yo, I need something whack. Let me stop.
Yo, you never know though, man. I would be that guy. If I was an artist, I'd be like, yo, I need some weird shit.
Yeah.
100%. So is there an artist or producer that you prefer to create with, or that you just feel like, man, it's on point every time?
Ooh. My journey has been interesting, man. Like, I've worked with a lot of people. If I had to say, I would love to be in a studio again with someone, I think I would definitely say, homie, his name's Max Stark.
Max Stark.
He's out in San Francisco, killing it right now, actually. He just did some Tori Kelly records.
Wow.
Won a Grammy last year.
Ooh.
Like, killing it. He worked on me with a record called, my favorite word is love, so I think all my records got love in it somewhere. But
that's a good word to love. Yeah.
So it's called Love, and I just think that, like, there's some fire records on there. What is it? Running, Ballad, Hero Song. He just brought the records to life. And so what I love about a producer is you got those producers that when you hear it, you know that's Timberland.
Right.
Like,
absolutely. That original sound.
You know that's that. I love those guys. Those guys honestly are painters and creatives and artists in their own right.
That's true art.
Yeah. I also love somebody who finds your sound.
Oh yeah, that can bring it out of you.
Yeah.
That can just encourage beyond words.
And you're like, who made this? They make rock, hip hop, soul, R&B, reggae. They make everything. Like
the Pharrells of the world.
Yeah, like and you don't even know who made it until you read the credits. Like, I love, and so I was playing like Ballad. Y'all should go check it out. Like, it's a beautiful record. I was playing it for him, and he was like, "Yo, I dig it, but right now it sounds very poppy. You want it to sound poppy?" And I was like, well, what are you thinking? And he got on the keys, and he was like, well, it could kind of sound like Frank Sinatra. And then he played it. And I was like, yo, that sound like Frank. Then he was like, or it could kind of sound like the Beatles. And then he played it. And I was like, yo, like, just the knowledge and the experience and the theory he put behind. Like,
that sounds like an amazing person just to be around. Like, I couldn't imagine what that must feel like. Because, I mean, you seem like, I watched you work a little bit today, and you seem like you really have the picture in your head of what you would want it to sound like.
Yeah.
And I couldn't imagine hearing someone flip it around like 3 different ways like that, man. That must have been a cool feeling.
It was. And he's a great guy. I would love to be back in the studio. Yo, he brought that album so much life. It still feels so good. I love listening to it.
That's awesome, man. So, do you have a genre? Like, how would you describe your music or your sound?
I've been given so many genres.
Really?
So many genres. Like, recently it was gospel, hip-hop. It's also been called contemporary. No, it's been called adult contemporary.
Adult contemporary. That sounds, a little dirty. Adult contemporary.
It's also been called pop soul.
That sounds like an accurate description of your sound from what I've heard.
Yeah, a lot of times I kind of lean to the pop soul. But then, like, you catch me with a guitar and folks are like, are you like soul folk? Like, I hate, to be honest with you, that's a struggle that I think I am going to have to work through for X amount of years. I don't know. Or maybe I'll just become one of those artists that one day people just don't care what you're making and they love what it is.
So you think that because people can't put you in a genre, you feel like that's kind of been difficult for you?
Yeah, it's been extremely difficult, bro. Like, if I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm if I'm going back to that bologna example, like,
right.
If I'm making bologna and then it's like, yo, this Cajun bologna or is this soulful, or or did you put salt in this?
Right.
Like everybody's like wondering what it is.
What flavor is it?
Then it's like, yo, where do we put this on the shelf? Like what part of the
Everywhere.
store?
Everywhere. Multiple sections.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, man. That's like the great thing, like the T-Pains in the world.
Yeah.
The people that write, the ghost writers that people really never know about.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
man. I support it, and I mean, I love you. Do a good bit of spitting, man. You singing. You had your kids in here. That's just awesome, man.
Appreciate it,
I
bro.
like your sound, everything, man. Your vibe, A1.
Appreciate
So, man. So, Little Birdie told me you were signed to Motown Gospel.
Same. I mean, why did I say same? Yes. Yes.
How was that, man?
I mean, it was a blessing. It was very cool. The first year was exhausting because I didn't know what to expect when you got signed. So
I wouldn't either.
I was like, yo, I remember the day I signed the contract. I was in Vienna, Austria on tour. Was going back on back. It wasn't Zoom then. What was it? It was Skype.
Skype. Yep.
Yeah.
A different time.
Yeah, so we it's like 2015? So I signed it, and it didn't really hit me until like I was on my way back from this show. I was on I got off the U, and I was walking, and then I started playing some music, and the song that came on was J. Cole, I'm About to Blow Up.
Yo.
And that's what I thought. Like, I was walking down the street, was like, I'm about to blow up. Like, I was like, yo, just call everybody. Call your mama, sister, auntie, everybody. We going out, drinks on me. Like, what's up?
That's got to be such a good feeling, man.
Yo, but then it wasn't.
It wasn't?
No,
Why do you say that?
I was like, yo. So we started to work. I started sending in songs, and they was like, nah, that's not the one. I was sending another song. They was like, nah, that's not the one. I was sending another song. They was like, nah, let's just wait a few months. And I'm like, wait a few months? What you mean?
Wait a few months?
Yeah, and I'm trying to, I'm just like, yo, I'm signed. Let's get to work. Like, what's good? Like, why did you sign me if you didn't like anything I was doing?
Yeah, I mean, if your hustle was anything like it is today, back then, I'd imagine you pretty frustrated.
Yeah, I was very frustrated. I was losing weight. Like, family
that shit happens to me too.
Family was a little concerned. Like, I was like staying up all night, like watching the ceiling fan, just like, cause mind you, like we was still like, I was so excited. I think too, cause we was still living in the hood, like, not good living conditions, not, and so, we was grateful for everything that we had, 100%. But we just, our eyes was just like, yo, we saw something and we envisioned something, and then anyway. So, but then, I'm a believer in faith, man, in the Creator, and I believe that, I was just kind of praying. I was like, God, like, I don't know what's going on. And I just felt like he told me, like, yo, be a sponge. Like, learn, be a sponge.
Absolutely. Yeah,
like,
I mean, take in as much as you can while you're there.
Be your same self. I never, up until that point, you can ask my wife, like, I've never raised my voice to somebody on the phone.
Really? And you felt yourself getting tense?
I did.
Yeah.
I remember my A&R, like, it was like half a year in, and we're good friends now. But like half a year in, like he told me, like, yeah, that song not gonna work. And I was like, what you mean?
Yeah, what,
like,
what more do you want from me?
I was like, yeah, and I just felt like, the guy was saying, like, yo, like, that's not you. Like, no, don't change who you are. Be a sponge, learn, like, grow, like, peaks and valleys, like, So once my mindset changed and I saw that these people were experts in different arenas, in different areas, whether it worked for me or not, I still was like, wow, okay, I can see that. I can respect that. Wow, okay, I get that. Oh, I see that. And then things even changed too, because then I realized, like, yo, if y'all pick a song and it don't work, that's your job on the line.
Right.
And so things are getting in perspective. So then I was like, then I started learning that, like, in this record business, you kind of need a champion. So I had some champions come along that I'm still grateful for.
Like mentors?
Well, no, not even mentors. Like, just folks I ran into that someone else looked up to,
I got you.
and then they said this is good.
Okay. So
And
just
then,
examples.
Yeah, and they're like, yo, okay. So for instance, like if we're working together, and you're bringing me, like you're bringing me art ideas and whatnot. You're in the real estate, correct?
No. I own a local soft wash and pressure wash company, but
Got it.
I'm affiliated with a couple real estate companies.
Yeah. So for instance, like if we're about to do like some work, and what you're going on, I'm like, oh, I don't want to trust them. But then like someone else that's in the real estate or in different businesses that I admire comes along and is like, yo, why haven't you used him yet?
Right.
Like he's dope.
Right.
Then that's when the light clicks on in my head. So that person's a champion.
Okay. Yeah. So it's just simple business networking.
Yeah. So I had some people come through a writing session, and I played a song, and they would lean over to the label and be like, yo, that song's dope. Why didn't y'all pick it? And then like I would play another song, and they would be like, yo, that song's fire. What y'all waiting on?
No way.
Yeah. And then that's when I just started learning some things. It was like, yo, like I get it. Like everybody's a person. Everybody in the record label, like they still trying to figure stuff out themselves. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
So-
no, that's got to be a vicious cycle, man.
Yeah, so it ended up being a fan. I'm no longer with them. Was there for 3 albums.
So when was your career with Motown?
So I signed 2015, and I left 28 at the start of 2018. So 2018, 2017.
So I know you said things got a little tense. Were y'all end on good terms, or were you like, get the hell out of here, Motown?
That tense was in the start. We were all friends. Like once I was like, yo, I'm gonna be a sponge. Like I was no reason I need to be mad at anybody. No reason why I need to like raise my voice at anybody. Like,
Okay, so it was pretty quick. You were like, man, I'm just gonna use this to my advantage.
yeah, and so we just became friends. I still know those guys, text those guys. They're great. They're great people. They're still doing amazing things with other artists. At the end of it, we made some amazing stuff. That's when I started working with Max Stark around the end of it. And, I didn't know it was the end of it. And we made this amazing record. You guys should go check it out. And
What's it called?
Love and Other Dreams.
Love and Other Dreams.
Oh snap! Let me correct myself if I did. So when you asked me earlier, what was the name of my first record?
Yep.
That was My Hopeless Romance.
My Hopeless Romance. Okay, and that's one of those lost Lovett tapes.
Yeah. So yeah, and I think I said Love and Other Dreams. So anyways, we made one of our last records we made called Love and Other Dreams. Amazing record. A lot of people was like, "Yo, this is the one."
No shit.
I still feel like there's so much potential behind that record. But what we kind of ended up seeing, it was like, I'm not a gospel artist.
Right.
And so all my music, they love my music and they loved who I was because I'm inspirational. I do believe in salvation through Yeshua. I do believe in the Creator. So being on a gospel label felt like it makes sense, but it didn't because they couldn't take my music to gospel places.
I was gonna say when I heard you were assigned to Motown Gospel for a little while, and I actually listened to your catalog, I was like, where's the gospel?
Exactly.
Like,
so it's like so it would be instances like they'll be like, yo, we got this fire record. They'll take it to the radio the director, and the radio director's like, yo, I jammed this in my car, but I can't play it on the station because it's not gospel.
oh my God.
So that's what you're running into. And so,
Right.
So at the end of it, we just had like a real cool conversation. I was like, yo, guys, I think that I need to part ways and try to do this outside of gospel.
It's just like a relationship. Hey, I don't think this is working.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's
Yeah.
dope, man. That's awesome.
And so it's still cool. I learned a lot. I love those guys. They're great. They're great people.
Hell yeah, man. So where is Motown Gospel relative to you coming into The Voice? You want me to? Here.
No, you're good.
Okay,
It's fine.
cool.
I just I got OCD, so I'm probably just, I don't know if I have OCD.
No,
I just said it.
that thing's falling. It does that.
Okay.
But yeah, man. So where is that like in relative to The Voice? Were you signed to Motown Gospel when you slid on The Voice?
I did not. I was not. Sorry, I was not signed. I did get hit up by them when I was on Motown gospel, but I didn't think it was real.
You didn't think it was real, being that you thought they were just like.
Yeah, I thought it was a scam. I still thought it was a scam. So like, they hit me up, and I was like, I didn't even look at it. After I left Motown Gospel, and just working on some other stuff, really got more into like activism, and did some TED Talks. It was on a flight back from Berkeley where I got another DM, and it was like, "Yo, we like your stuff. We'd love to get you out here to audition or whatever."
Word.
And I was like, "Yeah, it's a scam." Like I didn't think The Voice, ABC, like I didn't think they did that.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? I didn't think that they like slid in DMs.
So they like seeked you out for all this.
I didn't know that they did. They do that for a lot of people.
I never would have guessed that either. So what made you, so that 911, that was your first time showing up for anything of The Voice?
Nah, that wasn't the first time. So that was this. Okay, so just walking through like TV production, like they're not gonna, no successful TV production is gonna that's not gonna be your first time.
They're not just gonna throw you out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I got the phone call. My wife was like, "Yo, you should just see if it's real." So, not the phone call, the DM.
Right.
And so I hit back, and they was like, "Nah, this is legit. No scams. Like, we don't need a credit card." Like,
right. How much money do you want from me?
Yeah. So I went. They dug it, and they were like, "Yo, we would like you to be on." So then they flew me back out for the I'm slowing down my speech because there's certain stuff I can't say, so I'm trying to filter stuff.
You're good.
In my
I
head
understand.
just a little bit. They flew me out for something else, and so we did that. We did that interview and audition, and then there was just like you're at this place with, I think it's like 480 other people trying to get on.
Wow.
Because like you can just imagine how it dwindles down though, because you have like all these little towns doing auditions and all these like, so it just continues to dwindle down. So like you end up at this place with like 400 some people, and then I think it's like 60 to 80 some people are there on that day of the shooting. So the day of the shooting is a legit audition. Like you walk out there, you play a song. If you don't get a chair, then that's what it is.
No way.
If you do get a chair, then you stay. So, and I'm kind of messing up my numbers at the moment, but only a certain amount of people can be on the show.
Right. I got you.
So they overbooked folks, and then once they hit that number, it's like, hey, come back next season or something like that. You know what I mean? So, man, I feel like I went on a rabbit hole on your question.
Oh no, that was pretty much that was it. Like, just, you know, what was it like just jumping up there? You know what I'm saying? But really, I mean, so we'll go more into that audition. When you performed 911, what was like when everyone had their backs turned? Were you just like shitting your pants, like, oh my God, I don't know, is this gonna work out? And then when Gwen Stefani actually turned around, were you like, holy shit, they're digging what I'm doing? Like, what was your first thought?
Now, it was actually almost a little reverse. Like I was one. Okay, so I just want to put it out there, everybody listening. Like, don't ever think you like the man, because you'll have humbling moments. Like the horse that you own ain't always going to stand taller than everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So now I went there. While I was there, honestly, thinking like, yo, like I got this. Like I perform all the time. Like I do this for a living. Like this isn't like I'm not scared. Like if I don't get a chair, cool. Like if I get a chair, great. And the producers, they know their stuff. They've been doing this for 17 seasons when I was there.
Wow.
And they were saying all the time, like, yo, don't get in your head. Hey guys, don't get in your head. Hey, you're gonna hear a lot of people singing, a lot of people, don't get in your head. Like be in the moment. I got in my head, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Like, day of the audition, family was there. I don't even, like, I was, like, so out of it, like focused on the stuff. So when I got my name called and I was in the hallway, I forgot the song, and I played the song so many times.
No way, man.
And I had a moment where I was like, yo, Royce, what's up? Like, this is not you. Like, what's going on? And then I was like, yo, I just had to kind of check myself and was like, yo, I got to stay in the moment. And so I never did anything to try to be in the moment. So I just was like, let me do something. So I counted the lights that was above my head, counted the rows of chairs I could see. I touched the wall to see how cold it was. I touched the floor.
Basic mindfulness steps.
See how cold it was. And then I was like, just everything came back. And in fact, more things came back. Like my sons, they had fresh haircuts, and I didn't even notice it because I was so in my head. And I was like, oh wow, man, my sons and my wife, she was fine. Like I didn't even say you look good. Like I was just like so in my head.
Right.
Anyway, then I got on stage and I just had a fun time. And
it's better than you had hoped.
Yeah, I just had a fun time. Like Gwen turned around and I was like, oh, this is fun. And then Blake, I was like, yo, great. And rest is kind of history, man. Like it was just a good experience. And I think the thing I take away the most from that experience is from each battle to all of it. Like even leaving Motown, just everything. Like I was really learning something inside of myself that, you know, you gotta be in the moment. You gotta.
Hell yeah, man. That being mindful will carry you very far.
Be in the moment and be grateful for what you have and who you are and what you've been through, because other people have been through more, been through less, like have more, have less, whatever it is. Like be grateful for where you are.
Hell yeah, man. And it's one thing to be an artist, but to be a performer, like that's a whole nother ball game. So power to you, man. That is a superpower all on its own, man. So if you were to go back, would you do it all over again? Would you be on The Voice again?
Nah. If I did, I would redo. I would do it totally different.
Really?
Yeah. I would probably do more research on The Voice. Like
really?
Like
so you
what
felt
you
like
do.
when you were jumping in there, you were just excited to be on The Voice. You didn't.
Yeah, I would be like, yo, I would try to figure out like how do you win this thing?
Oh, okay, I got
like,
you.
What are the songs? Like what are the things? You know what I mean? Like I think I also would have like, these are things people have told you not to do, but I also would have like been ready. Like, yo, I'm on The Voice. Like I would have been like, I would have brought a camera with me. I would have been doing like blogs. So
promo,
after I leave
the whole
The
9
Voice,
yards, huh?
Well, you can't do all that, but like I'm saying, like I would have been documenting. So whenever I left The Voice, I would have all this content to put out afterwards. Like, yo, let me tell you my behind the scenes.
Because you're a business all on its own. Yeah, that's smart, man.
I would have been recording music. So when I got off The Voice, I've been dropping songs. I would have done things a little different. I would have hired a publicist and been like, yo, just got off The Voice, let's get to work. Like, I would have did a lot of things to like, I ended up working and making the best out of it. And it was fantastic. And the city loved it. I love Tally for having my back the way they did. But if I would have did it again, I probably wouldn't. It was fun, but I wouldn't.
I couldn't imagine. That sounds like an amazing experience, man. So we just check in on time. How much time we got? All right, cool. We're gonna go down to the rapid fire real quick before we get out of here, man. Cool. So are you a body with a soul or a soul with a body?
Soul with a body.
Soul with a body. What makes you say that?
Because it's not me. I have it. I own it. It's not me, though.
It's just the shell.
Yeah.
I feel that. I like that answer. And then also, this is my personal favorite question to ask people. What is a fictional character death that affected you most?
Fictional character death that affected me most.
Yeah, like, Mufasa.
I think that's where my mind went first.
That's a very common answer.
I think that's where my mind went first, yeah.
It affected a lot
of
people.
I'll stay there.
So, all right, before we get out of here, man, anything you want to plug in we need to look out for before we get out of here?
Yo, I'm always dropping new music. I got new music out right now, a song called Better. A few songs out right now. And just link with me on socials. Like, be active.
You seem like the person that's very active on all platforms.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Well, thanks for coming out, man. I really appreciate it. And look for some VEZ / Royce Lovett coming out, man. Thanks for coming by.
Bet. Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.